Boy, why do you keep looking at chess all the time? This is something my dad used to say to me when I was a kid. He said, your only job is to study hard and get good grades. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, can relate, right? And I would always say, okay, dad, and good grades was something I always got, and I would just do the I would say I would do the bare minimum just to get him to say, okay, that's good. Your results are good, and I would just focus on playing Thomas, playing chess, and that's basically how my whole life went by, for most of my high school, for basically my education years. I remember I applied to medical school when I was in college. I did A levels and then I applied to medical school, and then when I got in, so college uni was supposed to start in September or October. So the 2 months before July, I'm like, okay, I got in. And then he said to me, boy, I don't think you are suited to do medicine. And I was like, what? And that came as a shock to me because my father's a doctor, and he said, I don't think you're suited to do medicine. And of course, I asked him why. And he told me, I think you're not suited for it. It's not very intellectually challenging or stimulating. He started selling me, oh, you should do something else. I was like, oh, what should I do? And he said, I think the most challenging thing you can do is mathematics. And I'm like, why? And he said that because mathematics, you really need to have a very good brain for that. And also, it's the thing that's the most similar to chess. Right? That's how he sold it to me. And that's how I decided to do maths. It's more like I just followed that part. I think telling this story illustrates why we struggle in making our own choices. Alright? So there are two main reasons, alright? I'll give you the first one. The first one is your parents or your friends or your peers. They have some influence over the choices you make because you want to make them proud, or you want to follow them, or you think to yourself, actually maybe I don't actually know everything. When you're young, you're like, what do I know? What do I know? Maybe this adult here knows better, or my dad knows better, or a doctor knows better, and I should just follow that part. And that is one of the reasons why we actually struggle with making decisions. We get and obviously, whatever I got advice on doing, of course it came from most of the time it came from a place of love, for sure. And I just followed along. So I went to uni, studying mathematics. I went to Brighton and then London, and I was there for like 4 years of my life. And all the time I wasn't sure what I was doing. I just followed along. And I came back and worked as an analyst. And I think about two years in, I just um, it was like quite a bad time where I just struggled with getting any traction. I lost a lot of motivation in my own life. I wasn't very engaged, and I think my habits were also really bad, and my health deteriorated. Right, my health deteriorated, and I had to go to the hospital. I was hospitalized because I had something called shingles, uh, on my neck here. And my brother told me that actually it's because you actually only get shingles if you have a very weak immune system. So that was something that really scared me. So, and I realized that I needed to make a change. I realized something needed to happen, and I realized that this thing that I was doing like whatever my whole life was building up towards, it was something that didn't didn't make me happy, and it wasn't something that I wanted. And it took me about 25 years to realize that, and this is where the second reason why we struggle and make decisions come from. Second reason, fear. We are afraid to change. We are afraid of what people will think about us. Like I was thinking to myself, oh my god, if I fail at this, if I stop this job, what will my dad think? What will my mom think? What will my girlfriend's parents think? Right? It was tough. And also, not only that, I also had my own fears. I was thinking to myself, oh my god, I've been doing this for 25 years, like, and for me to start over, you start over again at 25, it's gonna be really tough. I was just afraid of it. And these are the two reasons why we struggle with making decisions. One is fear, and one is seeking other people's approval. Alright, or listening to advice that we think, oh, we don't actually know. I don't know what's going on. So, I remember after I got discharged from the hospital, my mom looked at me. She was, I think one day I was going to work, and she looked at me. She was like, "Zoran, what's wrong? Are you okay? You don't seem very happy." And I was like, then I just broke down. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I don't know why I'm doing all this. And then she told me this. This is the greatest thing somebody can give you. She gave me permission to do what I want. She told me, Zoran, if you don't like your job, just quit. Just do something else. Do something that makes you happy. Make your own choices. And that was a big weight off my shoulders, because sometimes we don't. The problem we have is that we are not. I was very lucky. My mom gave me the permission to actually go and do something else. And of course, it was really tough. I always had this fear, and but I made a decision. That day I made a decision, I'm going to quit. And then a week later, I just did it. I went through and did it. And it was scary, alright? It was really scary. But that was the turning point. And now, about 3 years later, my God, I don't know. I actually, I mean, in these past 3 years, I traveled to more than 10 countries to play chess. It's what I love to do, right? It's what I love to do. I also started making an income from doing chess, and now I make at least double what I used to make where I was working, and I work like less. I mean, it's hard to change. It's hard to do something different. But all these choices, I mean, since that day I decided, from this day onwards, whatever life decision, whatever big decision I have to make that's going to affect my life, I'm the one who's going to make it. I'm the one who's going to make it. And let me tell you a few tricks I learned along the way. So these are a few tricks that I learned along the way. So trick number one is I always ask myself two questions, right? There are these two questions that I ask myself. Alright? The first question I always ask myself is when I want to do something new, when I do something that is exciting or challenging, or something that really I have no idea, right? How I make choices, right? The first thing I ask myself is, does this thing excite me? Number one, does it excite me? Is this something that I'm excited to do? Alright? And if the answer is yes, okay, that's just the first criteria. Right? The first criteria. Does this thing excite me? Or is it something I find exciting, or something that can bring me joy? Number one. Number two, after that I ask myself, is this something that scares me? Is this something that scares me? Right? This is something that scares me. It deals with the fear. And yes, if it's something that if it's something that scares me, if it satisfies these two questions, it scares me and it's something that I'm excited to do, I will do it. Just like this video that I'm doing now. You can see here, right? See here. Decision making in everyday life, episode 2. Why we struggle with making decisions. This is the second episode in this series of just me talking about why I chose to talk about how to make better choices. And when I ask myself about these videos, I hate doing videos. I mean, I'm not good on camera. I don't think I am. And it scares me, alright? But I'm also excited to share this story. And this is how I made the decision to do this. Right? Okay, I guess you can look at my hair as well. It's very long. Other reasons also why I do this is because I like to leave my hair long. I mean, my mom always tells me cut your hair, my wife tells me cut your hair, but I want to do that. So it all starts with these two questions, right? Because you want to be able to express yourself freely. Why is it important to make your own decisions? The reason it's important is because you want to be able to express yourself freely. You want to have that freedom to choose what you want to do, to choose how you want to act, to choose how you want to speak, to choose how you want to impact people. You want to have that freedom. And you can choose to do it or not. I mean, I can easily say, oh, I don't want to do this today. Yes, I have that freedom. Right? And There's this great saying that I want to end with, and that is it's behind this green thing here. It's behind this green thing here, right? So before I do that, I'm going to say something that might be a bit thought provoking. All right, what exactly is freedom? What exactly is freedom? And the reason I choose to say it today is because today is the 4th of July. It's U.S. The Independence Day in U.S. So this is what I want to show you. All right, let me just show you this. What I am is good enough if I can be it openly. You already know somehow deep in your gut what you want to do, or what is something that is true to you. There's this good saying that goes something like this. We are raised as kids, right? We are raised to discredit the authority of our gut. Let me repeat that. We are raised as kids to disregard or discredit the authority of our gut, of our gut instinct. We are raised to discredit it. What I want to do, or what I'm hoping that to inspire you guys to do or to think about is try and follow that gut of yours. Right? Follow that. Right? Like how I used to look at this, not exactly this when I was a kid. I still do. And what I am is good enough if I can be it openly. If I can do it openly without caring about what other people think, without having any fear. I'm not saying there's no fear. I definitely still feel scared to do things like this, but it's a practice. The practice of overcoming that fear. And I want to end with this. What you are is already good enough. It is just whether you give yourself the permission to be it openly. And I'm doing this to give you guys permission to do it openly, to be yourself, to know that you are already good enough just the way you are. And it's time to act that way. It's time to do something about it. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching this far. See you guys.